Hello everyone, Ian Quayle from IQ Legal Training. As we start to enter the festive period, we thought we'd do some webinars sort of celebrating Christmas. Hard perhaps to celebrate given the year that we've had and how busy everyone's been, but rather than exploring sort of issues of joviality, let's try and give you some 12 tips for Christmas. And the first one today concerns boundaries and boundary issues. And the reason why I mention it is that at Christmas time, of course, it's important to set boundaries, perhaps boundaries as to how much we drink or consume with regard to food and how often we frequent Christmas activities. What I want to talk today is something far more boring about boundaries and residential conveyancing. And the tip that I want to give you today is, of course, to be careful to make sure we set realistic client expectations, to make sure that when we send title plans to clients, we advise the client that the title plan cannot be relied upon, even though it appears to be an official source or an official document. It's also important that when we're producing reports on title, that we emphasize to clients that they can't rely on reports on title. They can't rely on title plans. And the other important thing to be aware of is a case called Gibson against New, a 2021 case, in which a High Court judge said if parties enter into an agreement with regard to the location of a boundary, that's not binding on future landowners. Now, this is quite a worrying decision and in essence flouts a lot of the law on this particular area. But just be aware of it. High Court decision, a settlement agreement between two parties where they agreed to the location of a boundary was binding on them, but not binding on subsequent landowners. Now, don't get too scared about this just yet, because I'm fairly confident the judge has got it wrong, but just be alive to it. But remember those first points that I made to you earlier about boundaries, making sure that we're setting realistic client expectation in connection with boundary issues in residential conveyancing transactions. So thank you very much indeed for listening to this very short clip. My name's Ian Quayle from IQ Legal Training. Thanks for listening and Merry Christmas. Thank you.